Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to do a quick update on the Chaperon. It's been a couple of weeks since I did a video. I don't remember what all was done. I know that I've done a lot since then, and I've run into a problem again of lack of supplies. Not going to get her done by the end of the year, but she is going to get done pretty quick. So what I've got on the screen right now was one of the hardest parts on building this. There's no jigs. There's three pieces of wood. There's one here, and then one platform further down for building these stairs. All the pieces had to be hand cut, hand measured, and this platform here, it says to drop it down below the roof of the Texas. Didn't do that. I decided that for me, I wanted it to match up with the Texas. I don't know. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, you can't really see. I may post a picture of it. These little decorative points here, I folded them over, dremeled them down, got them cut off so that they look decent. And then I put you can see a step in there. I'm leaving that step wood, that, just like the rest of this is, because to me, having to step over these would have looked a little bit ridiculous. You can see don't remember if the pilot house was tied down last time I did a video. I don't think it was. So the pilot house is on. It's tied down. Bring this up a little bit. The smokestack, instead of coming down in front of the door, see if I can get it to focus. Okay, let me bring the camera down a little bit so that's the main focus. Problem with autofocus on these cameras. Well, let me switch to the overhead and we'll move this camera out of here. So the smokestack doesn't come down in front of the door. I actually ran it down all the way just because it seems to me the way to do it. Even though I've got the windows frosted and you can't see. I got to paint the smokestack. I got to paint the whistle and the hatch here. I think that's all I've done on the deck of the ship. She's coming along really good. I'm going to pause here for a minute because I've got some other things to discuss. I got to show you. But I really think she's coming together well. And before I pause, before I switch, let me see. There's a better look at those stairs. I will tell you that was about 4 hours of my life to build those stairs. Oh, and there's another set of stairs that I had to build after these. I will see what I can do to switch to a different camera. Okay, so after I built these stairs here, these stairs and the platform and everything, last thing I thought that they attached to these other stairs attached down here, but actually there is no step here. You're just supposed to not fall off there. I might have put a railing there eventually. I'm not sure. The way you're supposed to get there is walking out along the top of the or the skylight. So let me switch cameras to the front view here. And these are not attached. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these or not. They'll help set these up a little bit higher, which these paper cones still need to be attached. But after I built the stairs going up to the pilot house, I built these little stairs. And the only thing there is there to help you line those up is little laser etch marks that I could barely see. I am very happy with the way those stairs came out. So I'm going to pause here, move the ship out of the way, and we will come back and show some other issues or some other things that are going on. And we'll discuss my issue with running out of supplies again. Okay, so we are getting to the crux of the build, the reason she's a stern wheeler. And I think I mentioned before, I built this a while ago, not a whole long time ago, but I built it a while ago. Some of the pieces were broken. Some of the posts here were snapped off because the laser etch went over halfway through the wood. One of these, the white wheels was broken. Not a big deal. My problem is there are 14 arms that each require three by or 1/32 by 3/32 pieces of wood. The problem with that is even after buying a batch of 12 more of these, 12 of them that are 24 inches long, I didn't have enough. I had just ordered another batch. And I know that part of it was because on the decks, the wraparounds, they said to use the 1/16 by 3/32. I looked at that, didn't even think about it when I did it. I thought they wanted the 1/16 or 1/32 by 3/32. And so I used those, the 1/32 by 3/32, ran out of them. I just looked at the instructions and it says 12. There's 12 of these. Well, I've used 12 more. I'm up to, by the time I get done, I'll have used 36. So little bit of issue there. And let me see if I can find one, because it just doesn't look to me like it would be in scale. I'm going to have to pause the camera for a second. Okay. So this is the piece that they said to wrap around the decks. That is really thick compared to this. Bending the larger one, it would have worked, but it would have sucked. It would have bent, snapped a lot, and it to me doesn't look in scale. I'll bring the boat back over and I'll show you where I'm talking about. So my complaint is that while I did do it wrong, technically, the way it would have looked a little bit off had I done it the right way, the way the instructions say. So my own fault for needing more parts a second time. Oh, damn. Pardon my French. This railing came off, the bumper. It's up in the front where you can't see it. This is starting to peel off a little bit. And that's because it's not peeling off. It's just, that's the way it is. But that's because it's up towards the front as well. And it is, because it is thicker, it is harder to bend. But this little white narrow strip on the decks, that is what I use the 3/32, 1/32 thick strips for. Doesn't look bad. It looks right to me. I'm just a little unhappy that I had to buy some extra. And I also used it on here, and I believe that I actually called for it here. This was where I first ran out of it. So kit has some issues. Still a good kit. I still love Model Expo kits. Let me go ahead and move this back out of the way so I can show you one last thing. Lots going on. Lots to finish still. Love these. These are the arms that would run into the engine and move back and forth to rotate the wheels attached to these pieces here. Each of them is actually 2 pieces of wood with 2 pieces of photo etch on them The instructions are wrong on here. It says to use 3 pieces of the thin planking, which you don't have. The instructions say 3 pieces. The blueprints say 2 pieces. So this is the correct way. And then I've got to paint these up. And I discovered something at this point, just recently while I was building that. I was reading through and I was like, oh man, because the last one that I did about 10 years ago, I did I think it's the king, either Queen or the King of Mississippi from Oakrey, and that one, the stern wheel rotates. This wheel is going to be glued in position because that's what the instructions call for. A little bit disappointing, but what can you do? So other things that I still got to do. I got to finish up the boats, and then there's a ton of little photo etch pieces in here to do the rest of the rigging. And this rigging, its actual whole purpose is to hold the tail end of the boat up and hold the wheel in place. So just a quick update on the Chaperon. I hope you're enjoying this. I will tell you, I have my complaints, but I'm loving this build. It is a great build. I was going to say a little bit pricey, but all the model kits, all wooden kits have gone way up. It's still, if you are interested in doing something like this and you have the skill set, key thing is this is not a beginner kit. This is intermediate to, not expert, but intermediate to high skill for wooden kits, not just plastic kits. That was my biggest issue when I started it about 10 years ago and I put it away, was because I didn't have the skill set for it. If you have the skill set, it's well worth the build. Just be aware of the things that I've run into, that I've done. And if you do a lot of wood modeling, you may not have any issues of having to buy more parts. I have, during the build of this kit, I've picked up a lot of more parts because I need them. Picked up more strip wood, but overall, good kit. Enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying the build series. Can't wait to see Boiler Dan 1's build. He's doing a fantastic job on his. And I hope, well, it is the 28th of December, so I hope you have a great 2024. And I will see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. Links will be in the description. Hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. Like, subscribe, all that good jazz. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the next video.